Jeff Woods, the AI-driven leader, harnessing AI to make faster, smarter decisions. Imagine if you could clone your best strategic thinking and have it work 24/7 alongside you. That's essentially what's happening right now in boardrooms where leaders have figured out how to make AI their ultimate thought partner. While most executives are drowning in operational tasks and struggling to find time for strategic thinking, a small group has discovered how to use AI not just as a productivity tool, but as a bias-busting interviewer that asks the questions they never thought to ask, a master communicator that turns complex ideas into crystal-clear messages, and a strategic challenger that reveals blind spots before they become costly mistakes. These leaders aren't just saving time on data analysis and routine tasks, they're fundamentally transforming how they think, decide, and compete. They've learned to balance the short-term efficiency gains of AI automation with long-term strategic focus, creating space for their teams to operate at the highest levels of creativity and relationship building. Are you ready to join them? Then let's get started. Become an AI-driven leader. By now, you've probably heard that the future belongs to AI-driven leaders who understand how to unlock artificial intelligence's transformative potential. But perhaps you're still wondering, what exactly is AI? Before you harness it, you need to understand it. So simply put, artificial intelligence is technology that mimics human cognitive functions, like learning, reasoning, and problem solving, to perform tasks that traditionally require human intelligence. AI operates through a fundamental cycle consisting of input, processing, output, and learning. You feed it data, it processes that information through complex algorithms, produces results, and continuously learns from interactions to improve future performance. Today's AI systems are trained on staggering volumes of knowledge. GPT-4, for instance, was trained on over 570 gigabytes of text data, equivalent to millions of books. AI is a sophisticated prediction machine, trained on patterns in language. Ask it to complete the sentence, "The sky is," and it will likely respond, "blue." In other words, AI is great at accurately identifying and reproducing templates of thought and language. On the flip side, it's less effective at out-of-the-box creative thinking. That's still best left to humans. In the same way you wouldn't expect your team to deliver a killer presentation without first having a rigorous brief to work from, you can't expect AI to deliver great results without thoughtfully crafted prompts. The ingredients of effective prompting include describing the task clearly, providing relevant context, assigning a specific persona, establishing requirements and limits, explaining your reasoning, and even asking the AI to interview you for clarification. And yes, that's a lot of ingredients. But here's what they sound like when they're all combined into one strong AI prompt. Quote, "You are a strategic consultant with 15 years of experience in retail transformation. Analyze our Q3 sales data to identify 3 actionable opportunities for improving customer retention. Focus on digital channels, provide specific metrics, and explain your methodology. What additional information would help refine this analysis?" End of quotation. By crafting thorough prompts like this, you set your AI partner up to deliver immediately helpful responses. With this problem-solving mindset, the results are transformative. Sales leaders use AI to analyze thousands of customer interactions and predict which prospects will close within 30 days. HR directors deploy AI to screen resumes and identify top candidates in hours, not weeks. CFOs feed quarterly data into AI models that spot budget inefficiencies and forecast cash flow scenarios with unprecedented accuracy. Marketing teams generate personalized email campaigns for different customer segments simultaneously, while operations managers use AI to optimize supply chains and predict equipment maintenance needs before breakdowns occur. When you focus on outcomes first and AI second, you unlock exponential productivity gains. Make AI your strategic partner. AI can drive accelerated growth by redefining strategic thinking and transforming decision-making. You're probably thinking, accelerated growth, enhanced strategic thinking, optimized decision-making. It all sounds good in principle, But how do you actually do it? The answer is simple yet revolutionary. Invite AI to be your thought partner on decisions and strategy. Specifically, there are 3 core roles AI can fulfill. First, ask AI to be your interviewer to help gather information in your head and clarify your thinking. A retail CEO preparing for market expansion might prompt AI in this way. Quote, "Interview me about our expansion strategy. Ask probing questions about target demographics, competitive landscape, and resource allocation until you understand our complete approach." End of quotation. The AI can systematically uncover blind spots and help crystallize strategic priorities, potentially leading to faster market entry. Second, engage AI as your communicator, turning complex ideas into simple, powerful messages. A tech startup needing to explain its AI-powered logistics platform to traditional manufacturers could use AI to translate technical jargon into industry-specific benefits. And they might see an increase in qualified leads because their prospects finally understand the value proposition. Third, deploy AI as your challenger to overcome cognitive biases. A pharmaceutical executive facing a major R&D investment could ask AI to argue against the decision using different stakeholder perspectives. The AI might reveal hidden risks around regulatory changes, prompting a pivot that both saves money and accelerates time to market. Beyond these fundamental roles, AI unlocks even more powerful strategic applications. Generate outside-the-box ideas by asking AI to combine unrelated industries. A hotel chain, for example, could use this approach to create co-working spaces, generating additional revenue per property. Provide logic and reasoning by having AI build decision trees for complex scenarios. A manufacturing company might use this to optimize its supply chain. Simulate outcomes by running AI-powered scenario planning, so that, for instance, a financial services firm could use AI to model economic downturns and adjust its portfolio strategy. Adopt personas for feedback by asking AI to critique your strategy as different stakeholders, investors, customers, competitors, revealing perspectives that traditional planning sessions miss. When AI becomes your strategic thought partner, you're not just making faster strategic decisions, you're making much better ones. AI as bias buster. AI can help you overcome costly mistakes that arise from not being conscious of biases and assumptions. Consider how dangerous assumptions can be. A software company assumes its younger demographic prefers mobile-first features, so it invests millions in app development, only to discover through user research that its target users actually spend most of their work time on desktop platforms. That assumption just cost the company a year of development time and loss of significant market share to competitors who understood their real user behavior. Biases are equally destructive. Confirmation bias might lead a retail executive to focus only on positive customer feedback while ignoring negative reviews, convincing themselves that customer satisfaction is higher than it actually is. When competitors launch products based on addressing those ignored pain points, they capture market share that could have been retained through better listening. This connects to a fundamental truth. The questions you ask shape your organization's future. So, ask the right ones. A great question is aligned with your goals, is simple and clear, and provokes deep thinking. Mastering great questions is a skill with applications across every area of business, from product development to team management, from strategic planning to crisis response. Here's the critical insight. AI can challenge your biases or enhance them. It all comes down to how well you direct it. Direct your AI partner to challenge your thinking, not just confirm your existing beliefs. Imagine deploying AI across your organization as a bias detection system. A manufacturing company could implement this approach during product development reviews. Before finalizing any major decision, teams would engage AI with prompts like, quote, "Challenge our assumption that cost reduction is our customer's primary concern. What alternative value propositions might we be overlooking? What would our biggest competitor argue against this strategy?" End of quotation. The AI systematically questions every major assumption, perhaps revealing that customers actually prioritize reliability over cost. This insight leads to a premium positioning strategy that increases profit margins while capturing market share from price-focused competitors. By institutionalizing AI-powered questioning, the company transforms its decision-making culture from assumption-based to evidence-based, creating sustainable competitive advantages through better strategic thinking. The leaders who thrive in the AI era won't be those who have all the answers. They'll be those who ask the questions that nobody else thought to ask. Go from data to decision fast. Data is everything in today's business landscape. It reveals customer behavior patterns, market trends, operational inefficiencies, competitive positioning, and future opportunities. The right data insights can mean the difference between launching a breakthrough product and missing the market entirely. But anyone who works with data knows it's hard to find the balance between two extremes, data overload and data scarcity. Data overload, it's having too much data so that the effort of sifting through it outweighs the rewards of insights. Imagine an e-commerce company collecting millions of customer interactions daily, website clicks, purchase histories, social media mentions, email responses, and support tickets. Its marketing team drowns in spreadsheets and dashboards, spending more time organizing data than extracting actionable insights. By the time it identifies a trend, competitors have already capitalized on it. On the other hand, data scarcity occurs when you have too little data for meaningful strategy or insight. Consider a boutique consulting firm trying to understand its client satisfaction levels. It has scattered feedback from a few dozen clients, but lacks the volume needed to identify patterns or predict future behavior. Its strategic decisions become educated guesses rather than data-driven choices. AI's data capabilities solve both the overload and scarcity problems simultaneously. For data-rich organizations, AI filters through massive datasets to surface the most relevant patterns. For data-scarce companies, AI maximizes insights from limited information by identifying subtle correlations humans might miss. Here's a concrete example. A fitness apparel company feeds AI its customer purchase data, social media sentiment, seasonal trends, and competitor pricing. Within minutes, AI generates a comprehensive marketing brief revealing that eco-conscious millennials represent the company's fastest-growing segment, prefer sustainable materials over price discounts, and engage most heavily with content during evening hours. This insight drives a targeted campaign, focusing on environmental impact rather than price competition, resulting in 40% higher engagement rates and 25% increased conversion rates. What previously required weeks of analysis now takes minutes, enabling the company to capture market opportunities before competitors even recognize they exist. Get the edge in the AI era with strategy-forward thinking. AI can free up resources, create time, and leave people free to do more sophisticated tasks. But what do you do with all the time, resources, and energy that AI frees up? You need to adopt a strategic mindset, balancing short-term results and long-term impact, so you can deploy AI efficiently. Cultivating the strategic mindset involves balancing four interconnected elements that work together to maximize both human potential and AI capabilities. At the foundation lies strategy, the art of building long-term competitive advantage through deliberate short-term actions, ensuring every immediate decision ladders up to your broader vision while delivering measurable value today. This strategic foundation guides execution, where you create a comprehensive plan that serves as your compass, directing efforts toward the critical 20% of activities that generate 80% of results through the Pareto principle. Whether that means nurturing key client relationships, developing breakthrough products, or entering new markets, this focused execution requires deploying your people strategically on that high-impact 20%, channeling human talent toward work that demands creativity, relationship building, and complex problem-solving. Meanwhile, technology becomes your force multiplier, with AI handling the remaining 80% of routine processes, data analysis, initial drafts, and administrative tasks, creating the efficiency gains that free your team to focus on increasingly sophisticated strategic work. Consider two contrasting approaches. A marketing director implements AI to automate social media posting and email campaigns, but fails to think strategically. She saves time on execution, but uses those freed up hours for more tactical work, reviewing additional reports and attending status meetings. 6 months later, competitors who used AI strategically have captured market share while her team remains stuck in operational mode. Contrast this with a sales director who deploys AI strategically. He uses AI to handle lead qualification, proposal generation, and follow-up sequences. But instead of filling that saved time with more administrative tasks, he redeploys his team to focus on building relationships with strategic accounts and developing new market partnerships. The short-term result? A 30% increase in deal size as reps spend more time on high-value conversations. The long-term impact? Stronger client relationships create sustainable competitive advantages and recurring revenue streams that compound over years. Strategic AI deployment isn't just about efficiency. It's about using that efficiency to focus human talent where it creates the most lasting value. AI should empower your people, not replace them. When AI handles routine operations, you can finally invest in your people and bring out their absolute best. The goal is simple yet transformative. Multiply the impact of every employee tenfold by bringing their strengths into alignment with their most important responsibilities, then perfectly aligning those with organizational goals, and finally supercharging them with AI capabilities. AI can automate data analysis, generate first drafts, handle scheduling, conduct initial research, and manage routine communications, freeing your team to focus on strategic thinking, relationship building, creative problem-solving, and innovation. Remember, 20% of work creates 80% of results. When it comes to that remaining 80% of tasks, empower people to ask these fundamental questions. Why are we doing these things? And how might they be outsourced to AI? This shift moves your entire organization from an operational to a strategic mindset, giving employees total ownership over their roles and encouraging them to think leverage, not just effort. Imagine Sarah, a marketing manager who previously spent her mornings manually analyzing campaign performance data, afternoons responding to routine client emails, and evenings preparing standard reports. Now, AI handles the data analysis overnight, auto-generates personalized client responses, and produces comprehensive performance reports. Sarah starts her day reviewing AI insights that reveal unexpected customer behavior patterns, then spends her morning strategizing with the product team about new market opportunities those patterns suggest. Her afternoon involves a deep dive conversation with a key client about long-term partnership possibilities, a relationship building activity she never had time for before. By evening, she's experimenting with innovative campaign concepts that blend emerging social platforms with traditional channels, testing approaches that could revolutionize her company's market positioning. Sarah isn't just more productive. She's become a strategic force multiplier, using AI as her operational foundation to focus entirely on high-impact thinking and relationship building that drives sustainable competitive advantage. The main takeaway of this Blink to the AI-Driven Leader by Jeff Woods is that the most successful leaders are using AI as a strategic thought partner that serves 3 critical roles: an interviewer that uncovers blind spots, a communicator that clarifies complex ideas, and a challenger that exposes dangerous biases before they become costly mistakes. By deploying AI to handle routine tasks, leaders free their teams to focus on high-impact work that drives real results. This approach transforms organizations from operationally focused to strategically minded, where AI amplifies human capabilities rather than replacing them, creating sustainable competitive advantages through better decision-making. Okay, that's it for this Blink. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating. We always appreciate your feedback. See you in the next Blink.